Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hey kids, so I'm gonna let you finish. It's Memorial Day weekend week. Sammy and Courtney.
It's Memorial Day weekend week.
Well, that you know why you say it like that, because it's like it used to be like ooh, and then Memorial Day weekend comes. Listen, New York has already been. Last weekend was. I looked out my window and I'm like, oh, this summer. Oh, I see what this is about to be.
Yeah, but it's not hot. It's really lovely out, actually. It's in the 70s.
But I'm just saying the amount of people who are already out and about.
Yeah.
So when it gets hot, that's just gonna kick into another level. Like, did you see Coney Island this past weekend?
No, I was in Connecticut. Yeah. But I ate in a restaurant for the first time since forever.
Oh, nice. Did you like it?
Well, I love this place. It's got the best pizza in the world. It's Greek-style pizza, which is a whole nother conversation. But it was the first time I've been in a restaurant. It was the first time I've been in a cafe and had a coffee. It's the first time I've been in a restaurant. And I was like, I was a little nervous at first. I'm sort of looking around. But nobody was sitting near each other anyway. And Connecticut's in good shape. But I was like, wow. Okay, step 1 to normalcy. That's nice. Anyway, we're here. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi,
Good?
Hi. Yeah. Good? Listen, everything's good. Let me just tell you something. I don't know why this happened, but I started digging in and listening to Keith Sweat this weekend. I went back to his first album, Make It Last Forever.
Wait a minute.
Really,
I wish we had visuals on this. Let me rub my eyes. Okay, go.
Listen, I've been having like a little bit of a go listen to some like 90s R&B stuff. But Keith's like really, I forgot how great a lot of that his work is.
Teddy
His
Riley,
writing was really, really good. And then it dug me into Cut Close. And it's like, yo, they were writing dope songs. Keith was dope. He's still dope. And these songs really still stand up. And that first album is amazing.
It is a good album. He didn't quit his job as a stockbroker like ever. Basically, he was a stockbroker and he was making records, and he had like a 1 million selling record, a #1 album, and he still had his fucking day job.
And he used to live
in Harlem, right?
The building next to my landlord was his landlord. She would tell when I first came when I was looking at this apartment 20-something years ago. Like Keith Sweat used to live here.
That is so funny. Well, no, he was great. I saw him once opening up it was him and then Blackstreet and then New Edition in one of their first reunions. And Keith Sweat, bless his heart, he just stood up there in silk pajamas and sounded like a mountain goat and just said, and had women draped all over and he was great.
Yeah, I would have loved it. Yeah, it's great. Speaking of love, and speaking of New York love, let's talk about, listen. Our Knicks may have lost game 1.
But they look good.
They did. Good. It was a good fight. They fucked up down that stretch. Like the defense, Trey, they kept letting Trey get to the paint, and I was like, come on, you can't let him get to the paint. He's a shot maker. But they did look good. I'm telling you. Good. What this makes me happy for, I didn't mean to cut you off, is that I think in this off season we'll be able to attract talent because now people are looking at the team because the team clearly it needs another piece. Like RJ is still he's doing it right. Derrick Rose is coming with that veteran energy.
Who would have thought that Derrick?
Bringing it back,
it up again.
You know what I mean? Bringing it back, and Julius Randle is doing really great. They need that other They need like a piece to really kind of get them over some of these humps.
But you know what I love? And it was actually really funny because the game was on and then 90 Day Fiancé was on. And I was at my best friend's house, and I was like, it was the first time we got to watch 90 Day Fiancé together in a really long time. So I literally, I kept switching back and forth. The last 10 seconds of the game, I watched it on my phone. So it was perfect. But the thing that is really cool, when is the last time the Knicks have been seen as the gritty team? We were always like, we spend too much money. They spend too much money.
Or spending too much money on these big name players who are past their prime.
Who don't do shit. All of a sudden now we're like, we grind and we this.
You know what? Because we didn't know because of James Dolan that summer where everybody who was a superstar was a free agent. No one came.
Right.
So we had to get people who are gritty, scrappy fighters. Yeah. And that's New York. And that's why I love the Knicks. And I always say, yes, I'm not a Nets fan, but I am very happy for two teams in New York. I love that energy. But the New York City is a Knicks town. And this is the grit. Over there, they spent $1 gazillion on the big. Well, they're going
flashy. They've
become and they spent $1 gazillion on the big three who played together for a whopping total of 9 times, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus some veterans, some young guys, and a guy who's been in his 7th year. Yeah, it's so fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. I have not watched a game with that kind of like excitement in quite some time.
In a long time, real true.
We'd love them to progress, but I'm very happy. We're happy with you, New York Knicks. So we're very happy. Thank you. And can I just ask real quickly? My mind was blown that it was like all those people. Are they letting that many people into sporting events now?
Well, in some places they have been for a while, but this is for basketball. This was the largest, I think, amount of people that's been let into any basketball game.
15,000.
And you know what? And I just wished I was there.
No, but I'm saying, did they have to COVID test everybody?
Yes, I believe you had to COVID test or come with a proof of it. I think you have to be vaccinated too.
Well, that's a lot.
I think everybody, but New York is a lot of vaccinated.
That's true.
That is why.
Yeah.
And listen, I have a friend who did not believe in the vaccinations, but he finally got one because his favorite bar in New York, starting June 1st, is requiring people to be vaccinated.
Good. Well, anyway, I was just wondering that because I was like, holy shit, that's a lot of people in the garden.
It was. So Billboard had a thing the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Some people sang. There was some stuff. There was stuff that went like this. I love you,
there was some singing. There were some people singing upside down, which is why we love Pink.
Mm-hmm. And this time she's like, and her child, she's like.
And her daughter.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who was like, she's adorable. So I'm there. You know, the Billboard Awards are like, look, the Billboard Awards are strictly for chart. There's no artistic intent. I mean, you know, it's not because they're the best. It's because they sold the most. And now everything is streaming, right? So The Weeknd got to show up and be happy because that was a great performance. That was a great with the cars. That was very cool.
I appreciate him, but I'm talking about the stance on awards because you know how I feel about people in there. I don't like the Grammys. Listen, the Billboard Awards are great, but fuck that. I'd want a Grammy over a Billboard Award. I would. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just would. And you can't stomp it because you didn't get one. But, you know, the kids always act like awards aren't important until it's the ones that they know that they're going to win, and then they all show up.
But he put on a good show. You have to give him that.
He always puts on a good show. That's not my issue with him at all.
Yeah, I mean, he was not lip syncing.
No.
It was interesting. It was an interesting show. I'll give him that. It was well choreographed. Pink, of course, is like perfection. She's perfection. I mean,
you know what's interesting though, and what I like is, you know, I may not be into a bunch of the new pop stars, but it's good to see a new generation of them because it was getting stale, the same old people.
Right.
And the same old people from the generation, the MTV generation, that was really that last group of great big pop stars.
Right.
Kind of aged out of that. Like Justin, all of those kids, everybody's 40, you know.
Who are you talking about? Which ones?
Well, all of them. Britney, I believe, is 38 or 39. Beyonce, I believe, is like 39. Justin Timberlake, it has to be 39 or 40. Like they're all of that age. So, and even Pink. The thing about Pink is she's got that thing where she's the one who's been able to transit and keep having hits all pop hits all over the world.
She can sing. First off, there's a thought.
But there are some of them that can really sing. I just said, pop is still very youth oriented, especially in America. But they still will play Pink records. They will give it to Pink.
She's never pissed anybody off.
Right.
That's what it is. She has a lot, again, we've talked about this. She has a lot of goodwill. You root for her. She's a tough chick. She's done her work. We remember when she was an R&B artist, Oh
my God. I love There You Go. No, that shit was Most Girls Want a Man with Something.
But I just like her. I mean, I saw her a couple of years ago and she does, and she has a killer catalog.
Listen, I've seen her from when I was at Columbia, and we used to do there were this video awards to this magazine. What's the magazine called? CVJ? I can't
CMJ.
No, not CMJ. There was a video magazine. It was like BS, and you, because you didn't work in video, so you wouldn't know. And for video promotion and stuff, and every year they had the convention, and all of us who worked in video promotion would go, and we would do showcases. And that showcase, it was Pink, and this is when she was short hair Pink, Khalees. It's so interesting to see where people started, and then we are 20-something years later, and Pink is still just kicking it out, giving me aerial show realness, and
Well, that's why they gave her the Icon Award.
Yeah.
Because she actually did it. But
Drake won something. Something. He won Drake. He got Artist of the Decade. Your favorite.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke's mother's speech was very touching and quite, and that.
And Trey the Truth got,
Morgan Wallen won awards, but they did not allow him to be there. So, I'm sure he can show up at a Marjorie Taylor Greene rally or something like that. Well, he's not that bad. I mean, but I just felt like saying that. All right, I didn't watch them because, I didn't watch them.
I watched them like how we should as an adult. The next day where I could fast forward through everything I was overseeing.
Exactly. I watch them like only the losers stay up and actually watch these things.
And literally 5 seconds later, shit was popping on my phone on YouTube. Okay, cool.
Only who watches things on actual television anyway.
So who wasn't there was Dua Lipa.
Well, I mean, all right. I mean, I think this is. Okay, so
look, I need to know as a Jewish woman. I need you to.
Really?
I just dropped the load on your lap. I need you to please tell me your feelings on this situation.
All right, all right. First off, we should preface it by saying it's not the New York Times that took out an ad against her.
Right.
The ad was in the New York Times, and the man that took out the ad. But
they accepted that ad.
It doesn't matter. It's not the New York Times. I mean, I just want to make it saying that the New York Times did not write an editorial against her.
Right.
The man who is the rabbi behind this is this guy Shlomi Botich, who was Michael Jackson's rabbi. He's the Jewish equivalent of Joel Osteen. Okay, he's full of shit.
I was going to say, well, that's a good reference.
Yeah,
both of them.
Yeah,
one who had his church doors closed while the city was flooding.
Exactly. So he is not, he's like a celebrity rabbi. Blah blah blah.
Right.
All right, so he targeted Dua Lipa and the Hadid sisters, and Dua Lipa dates Bella and Gigi Hadid's brother.
Right.
Bella and Gigi Hadid and the brother are half Palestinian.
Right.
They're Muslim. So they are, for very obvious reasons, pro-Palestine. But just because you are pro-Palestine does not mean you're anti-Semitic.
Right.
And this is what's happening. I mean,
and it's really annoying. I've been trying to have that conversation, and people immediately I'm like, why is it whenever there's a conversation, and I've noticed this, and I've had it, and it's why I've stopped having it online. It's like, there's no nuance. It's immediately you're anti-Semitic. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. It's like, why can't this conversation ever be had? And if I say, but there are people, there is a situation here that is a little it's not right.
Well, it's a very complicated situation. I am not well versed in it. I don't think social media is the place to have this conversation. There are many factors involved in this.
Absolutely.
I mean, many factors.
Absolutely.
I am someone who was not raised religiously. I was not raised with a knee-jerk reaction to Israel. I have no emotional connection to Israel. But I will tell you, speaking to people I know, it's like it's just such a weird conversation. Because it's very easy for people to equate Israel with Judaism, because that's how they've been raised. I'm talking about people who are anti-Semites.
Gotcha.
There is a rise in anti-Semitic attacks in this country.
Yes, there is.
That just is. And there is, being an anti-Semitic.
There's also a rise in Asian hate crimes and black hate crimes. We're just like regular news. People don't even act like that's a problem, because seeing us murdered every day is just like 5 o'clock news. Right.
But I mean, the thing is that the right wing is now trying to, use it's a very complicated look. Here's the thing. There should be 2 states. I'm not even going to pretend to know that I know what's going on. Most Israelis I know are pro-Palestine. They want 2 states.
Right.
This rabbi went after her and accused her of saying things and believing in things that she has never called for ethnic cleansing. She has never been an anti-Semite. The Hadid sisters have every right to be pro-Palestine. That is their heritage. They are, and just because you're pro-Palestine doesn't mean you're an anti-Semite. Just because you're anti-Palestine doesn't mean you hate Muslims.
It's like guess what?
He's doing this to get attention. He's doing this to get attention.
And it's the same energy. It's like when people say Black Lives Matter. It's like, why does that bother you? That's not anti-white. That's not saying your life doesn't matter. It's not anti anything. It's saying I matter. This body matters. And the fact that simple thing upsets people. It's just. It's a little nuts. But anyway,
the Israel conversation. I'm saying the
Israel conversations are really complicated.
No, you can't, and it's one of those conversations. But I will tell you that, and this as being a member of a community that has been marginalized and targeted. And even if you're not religious as a Jew, there is always something in you that has an antenna up for something. So. But all of which to say is this rabbi is a fucking, he's a publicity whore, and he's like, I know, I'll target the 3 good-looking girls and make them, Dua Lipa, and Dua Lipa's basically said, back the fuck up, rabbi, and that,
before I write a song about you that you don't like.
Except that nothing rhymes with Shmooly. Shmooly. He was Michael Jackson's rabbi. That's all.
And we're going to leave that there. Did you watch Lil Nas X on SNL?
No, who watches SNL? I watch it the next day.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean did you watch it?
Yes, I did watch it today. I did watch it on the train today.
And what'd you think?
All right, here's my thing with Lil Nas. First off, he was lip syncing, so enough. We both have a thing like you. Come on.
It was a mix of live and pre-recorded vocal, which was my issue. My issue is vocals always. Yeah, I don't care if you're going to give me. I love all of the fuckery and the imagery and I'm like I love that the kids give me all of that. To me, the number one thing is your voice. Take care of the voice. The voice sound great.
Yeah. Well, I
thought the first song sounded okay. The second one was just okay.
And he split his pants.
I know.
The first one. That's hilarious. That's why. Here's my thing with Lil Nas X, and you and I have had this discussion. I love him for what he represents. I support him for what he's doing. I just don't think he's a very good artist.
Well, to me,
I think he's okay.
I'm still going to give him room to grow, because that first song came out and it was a monster hit. So now, you're having these hit songs, and there is a bit of, when you haven't had really the boot camp of being an artist who was doing that for years, there's a catch-up. People always think just being able to sing and dance and getting on stage is easy. It's so much harder than you think once you get there. So I think let's see if he gets, the more he does, I want to see certain things improve. Because you can always give me the imagery. That's always the cheap trick. But there comes a time you got to be able to take a mic and do that shit.
No, he's
hip hop. You need to be able to take a mic and do it without any of that.
I think we can pretty much agree that he is not a rapper. He's a pop artist who raps.
Yes.
He's not no one is ever going to say Spit 16 Lil Nas X.
Right.
I mean, I don't think he's a rapper. The fact that he took another rapper's name already proves that he's not a rapper. No, you don't do that. You know that. Come on.
And not just any rappers.
Nas.
It's like
It's like calling yourself Little Biggie X.
It's like
Nas.
Oh, just him? Just that guy?
Hi, my name is Da Rakim. No,
But here's the thing. But Nas gave him some credibility when he rapped with him. Nas doesn't do that.
They're on the same label. That's why.
No, they're not. Nas hasn't been on Columbia in years.
He's not on Columbia anymore?
No, Nas has been on Def Jam for like 10 years plus.
Oh, well, whatever. It's all the same thing. The point, like I said, I like Little Nas X. I think I love his energy.
Yeah, it's a fun pop moment.
It's a fun pop moment. I think he's going to be a fun blip in the radar, and but he's having fun, so that's the important thing.
Did you see any of the Eurovision?
Okay, again, how can it doesn't come? It's only is it even?
Yeah, but I watch it all online. Yeah, it doesn't really air here. Yeah, it doesn't.
It's
so much. It's so.
No,
insane.
It's such a mess. I love it.
I love it. It is what kind of gay acid trip is this?
No, everything. Like, what's so funny about how Americans, we always have this idea that Europe is like everything is more classy and it's European. It's like, really? Okay. Watch the Eurovision Awards and that'll knock the Europe is sophisticated out of you. No, it's a hot mess. All my friends overseas were posting about it. I did see the guys who won, as far as I'm concerned, Italian heavy metal. You had
I love that that's what won.
And Italian heavy metal.
And Italy has not won Eurovision in 31 years.
No, I love it. It's what's so funny is that a lot of those songs are the kind of like super well-crafted pop songs that you and I lick up like milk to a cat. Except that they're nuts. That everybody's just nuts.
This thing, when I was working at Sony, I'd never, I kind of knew what it was, but I never really paid attention to the songs. But then Donna International won, honey. Miss Donna International won. And Donna International, hold on, what year was Donna? Is
this how ABBA got their start, by the way? This is ABBA, wasn't ABBA a Eurovision kind of thing?
Were they? I'm not sure. Let's check.
I think so, an Ace of Base.
Hold on, I will look it up right now. Hold on.
Google it. Anyway,
Eva by Donna International. She won in 1998. And it's
great name.
And she's trans, and she's gorgeous. And it was on Sony, and I was like, what is this? And it's this weird techno-y crazy song. And that's when I really started getting into Eurovision. I'm like, this is the kind of shit that's going on.
Who's the bearded man that won?
That's
Conchetta something?
I love Conchita Wurst.
Yeah,
I love Conchita.
You gotta love stuff like that.
Rise like a phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't watch it because, I was, just preoccupied with other stuff, but you have to love something that is celebrating pure pop.
Oh my God, girl. Waterloo was their Eurovision song, I believe.
Yeah. I think that's like I said, I think, they're like sort of like, I like it. I just enjoy it.
And they won. They won in 1974 with Waterloo.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the gold standard of Eurovision.
Oh, and the UK came in last place with no points for the fifth time in history. And the singer of the song, I feel bad. He was like, I just want to think about the positives. I was like, is that positive?
Wait a minute.
0 points?
Here's my question. If they're not part of Europe anymore, can they still be Eurovision? They left Europe in a huff.
Well, here's the thing, though. They left the European Union. That doesn't mean they left Europe. Yeah. All right. Because, they left the Union, so doing the trade and all of that stuff, but they're still part of Europe.
All right, good. Okay. Okay, what else you got? I
would like to talk about how manufacturers in the United States are charging us mere mortals. Like, okay, when I used to buy vinyl,
I thought you were going to talk about the price of milk going up.
No,
all right.
When I used to buy vinyl, let me just say this, and I'm sure a lot of people, because people listen, this is one of the show. When I used to, but a lot of people who listen to this show are in our age group, so I can fucking say this.
That's why they're on Facebook.
And for you young people, that's why I say dig in the binge. You'll get the better shit. Records, vinyl was like $4.99, $8.99, $5.99. Now everything is $26, $27, $30. But these pressings, and they're like 180 gram vinyl, but the audio pressings are shit. These records sound like shit. My Pet Shop Boys record sounds like shit. When you turn it up, it's like they're going from digital to analog, and you cannot do that. And they're pressing them out so fast, like they sound really bad. I've bought a couple of things, and I've had a couple of things given to me, and they sound like shit. Now, I have some things, the best record pressings in the world, and we were talking about this at our meeting that we had a couple of weeks ago, are in Australia. Their vinyl that they're pressing, they're doing it properly.
You have a meeting? We had a meeting about record pressings?
We had a meeting about our new network, and we had that conversation. And the conversation came up, because remember I came up, that's another story.
Okay. I was just trying to go,
it's like,
girl, a meeting about record pressing?
You're like, we had a meeting.
About record pressing? Was I there?
Yeah. So, and part of the conversation was how Australia right now has some of the highest quality vinyl pressings in the world. And I just realized my friend Brian was filming a movie in Australia, and he picked up some Kylie Minogue vinyl for me and brought it back. And those records sound amazing. Turn it up, turn it down. It's so clear. But I'm mad because when I listen to my Pet Shop Boys, which should sound amazing, when I turn it up, you can hear that you guys went from digital to analog. And I see that is the way that all of these plants are doing it. And vinyl is the #1 format back. People are buying vinyl like crazy, but they're getting cheated in the sound. Like the sound is shit for some of these, and it needs to be better because the prices they're charging, this shit needs to be better. It just does.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this shit. Years ago when I used to review, all right, so I used to have a boom. This is just what a knucklehead I am. So, you used to go up to the record companies and they'd play the music for you, and they would trick you because they'd always play it on this like $5 million system.
No. When we would have people come and you set the room up, food, drinks, and you play it super loud. Yeah.
I mean, and it's like, this record's amazing. And then you get home and you play it, and I'm like, this record's not that good. What are they talking about?
You're like, it's something about being in that room and we would set that lounge up and y'all would come for those listening sessions.
Blast it.
Wine and food.
Actually, I went up to Electra once. I was listening to a Missy record, and I forget who it was, the A&R guy, and he's playing it so fucking loud. And I said to Ann, I'm literally having a seizure. I'm having a seizure. You need to take me out of this room.
You're like, turn this shit down.
Yeah, I said, I can feel my heart rising through my head. But I was going to tell you real fast, and then we'll move on. So I used to listen to, when they had tapes or whatever, I'd listen to in my boombox. It was a decent enough boombox to review. I'm listening to them to review stuff. And all of a sudden, one day, I realized that one of my speakers had blown out. So any artist that I reviewed between a certain time period, I apologize, because I was literally listening to you on one channel and I didn't even realize it. But yeah, record company, it's like, it's not fair. It's like reviewing a movie in a screening room.
Now they don't even do that anymore. Like, it's so funny because people all get private links. That's how they get private. It's not the same. And I will say that I was invited to, RCA was doing this thing with their new artist called, there was a series, and it was at Rose Bar. And that's where I first saw Sasha Sloan. And that was still a good way to see somebody like a real sort of showcase in a curated room, food, bites, drink, and hearing some new music. And I was like, wow, I missed that discovery of somebody I hadn't heard of before.
Yeah, but people never shut up at those things either. They're always talking throughout the whole
A little bit. But sometimes, but you get all of the people all around the stage though who are really good, who are definitely giving you.
I saw live music this weekend.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, just a local little Latin jazz
just that to me would have been amazing. Are you kidding?
I mean, it was just a friend of my friends, and when she picked me up at the train station, we just drove to downtown, and they were playing like right on the water. It was cute. It was freezing cold. They played a couple songs. They were good, and I went, holy fuck, this is the first live music I've seen in like forever. And like, wow, people are outside. Right. People are not wearing masks. Right. Everybody's minding their P's and Q's. They're playing music. Celebrate Brooklyn's coming back end of July. It's going to be a truncated season. I mean, it's going to be short, But that's fine.
But
Start
you know what
slow.
Start slow. It's not. The problem is, and this is the thing though, this summer's going to be fun, but I feel like I got to do private shit because people have been so cooped up. Everything's just going to be so crowded. Because did you Central Park this weekend, the Great Lawn? You couldn't even, so that's just telling you.
Right.
Everything is just going to be like Coney Island this weekend. Look, Coney Island, the beach doesn't even officially open until this weekend. It looked like 4th of July weekend, all on the boardwalk. So I'm like, I feel like I got to just figure out my shit clothes.
Well, I'm not going to celebrate Brooklyn.
Because
I'm not going to go. You know, I don't want to be around that kind of crowd anyway, normally, right?
Because I just found out, you know, one of my godsons has COVID.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I think people are... Opening up is great. I'm all for it. But I think everybody has to still remember that nobody said shit's over.
No, it's not over. But, I mean, we do have to start...
Yes, no, I'm absolutely saying start living. But I don't need to be in a crowd of 5,000 people yet. I'm not mentally there yet.
No, I'm not there yet either.
Like, and put honestly, a little lube on it before you stick it in, please.
Yeah. No, I'm not there yet. But I am there to start eating, to start with. No, I am not looking. I would not go to celebrate Brooklyn and be in a crowd full of people.
I've eaten out. I've definitely had that. And now when I've been to my friend's house and we're all vaccinated and my mask is off and I've sat inside and we've watched basketball and I'm not, you know what I mean? So I'm like that part.
Yeah, so, but I'm not looking forward to be, I would not be in a crowd of people, vaccinated or vaccinated. it's just not that deep yet.
Would you like to talk about a photography legend that we lost this week?
Oh yeah, so Chimodu, who shot God. I mean I can't even list all of it. I think Immortal, the Mobb Deep's Immortal cover is one of his better known. Just a really great photographer. I think he looked super familiar when I saw the picture of him. So I am sure. You know, when you're a writer, you're not hanging out with the photographers. It's a totally different, once in a while you'll be on the set, but the photographers are not, I'm not involved in their world. They're not involved in my world, but you certainly do know names. And just a great photographer, died at age 58, which of course is way too young. By all accounts, a very lovely guy. I have just read wonderful tribute.
Talented, super
talented. Not only his stuff for hip hop magazines. He was on staff with The Source for quite some time. So if I met him, it's probably where I met him. But it's just really sad. Another person who helped shape the visual of the culture and also took pictures.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody
like the Biggie, all of it, like really. Famous the famous pictures.
And we use terms. I mean, we tend to, both of us, I think we're all guilty of saying help shape the culture, the culture a lot. So when we actually are talking about someone who helped shape the culture, people go, oh, you said that 100 times already.
Right.
But he did. So Chimodu, Nigerian photographer, did a lot of stuff with just a great photographer, and it's very sad, very young. There are a lot of tributes to him on Facebook. If you have not checked out his work, please do.
Oh, everybody, not just Facebook, everywhere, all the socials, all the stuff. And just look up his work and really and go deeper into the work and outside of just the.
We did a lot of stuff outside.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of music, and really dig in and see, like so many of these people. I think we just look at one section of their work instead of really going to broad spectrum.
No, I know very few photographers who only focus on one kind of thing.
Absolutely.
If you have an eye, you have an eye. And anyway, it's very sad because he was young and he's very talented. So that was a sad thing. Let's end on something happy. You got anything happy?
Well, I want to say I want to send shouts to Gina, my girl Gina, who always listens. Yay. Gina, hey, Warrior Gina. Princess. She's doing her thing. She's doing her thing, Amy. She's doing her thing.
Good.
So we're proud of Gina. She looks great. I saw her recently. We love Gina.
Please tell her I said hi. Do I know Gina? Have I met Gina?
You've never met her, but she listens, so she will hear you saying hi.
Right,
so you don't have to.
Gina. No, I just didn't know if I've ever met her before.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever met Gina. Okay. And then I want to say, but there's some of you will, because I'm going to throw a birthday party this year.
Yay!
I am, because I have to. I feel like
I
feel like DJ, we're going to dance. We're just going to chill. It's going to be a good thing.
You deserve it.
I think we should bring back our classic because, guys, this is our 49th show.
Yay!
And next week is our 50th, clearly.
And we're applying for AARP podcast next week.
We will, on that show, will be the first show on the new network where we will announce everything to you.
Yeah.
And we will have a special guest.
Yes.
Our buddy, Bill Coleman of Peace Biscuit and the Red Hot. We're going to discuss the new Red Hot compilation. We're going to discuss 30 years of Peace Biscuit and all of the movies that he was the musical director for and music supervisor, like Watermelon Woman and
the
Party Girl.
The biggest ears. Yeah, the best.
We're going to have
seriously the best ears. No, I mean, if there's something I love, I love music, obviously, and I love talking about music, but I am never less than thrilled when I meet people, and I've known Bill for a very long time, just in music business stuff, but when you meet people who go like, you like that, you like that, you like that. I love that. Right, I love that when it's just like, I just listen to this. I love people who are expansive. So
it shocks me more when I'm talking to him about shit and he's like, oh yeah, I was the music supervisor for that. And I'm like,
what? I know.
I'm like, excuse me?
When I first met him, I think the first time I met him, or maybe I'd met him a couple times before, but when he was Jody Watley's DJ.
Well, and they're still really good friends. And he used to go to Japan with her every year. I used to see him for years because I was a huge Wonder Bar guy in the East Village. Okay. And he used to DJ on Saturday nights at Wonder Bar. There was my favorite DJ there was, we used to go to Shari on Tuesdays. Shari was amazing, female DJ. I'll make it just turn the place out. And Bill would be there on Saturdays. They were like alternate. And he used to turn it out. I didn't really meet him.
Yeah.
Funny enough, until years later, when I started taking over doing the dance remixes and stuff for Beyonce.
Okay.
And
wow.
Then, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That much later.
Yeah, that much.
And the thing is, I will always give it up to Bill, and I will say that I'll say this for the show for what I really have to say because he showed me and taught me a lot. Because dance music is crazy.
Yeah.
I love dance. I knew I could do it because I had the head for dance music. But being black, being gay, there's a lot of politics in dance music, and it's really crazy shit. And he helped me navigate through some shit. So it's going to be a great show. I think we should bring back our classic.
Which
what
is?
Stupid thing has Megan McCain said or done
fuck that
this
bitch.
Week?
I mean, fuck that. I can't even. You know what?
Ladies and gentlemen, New York City is in the house.
Can I tell you something?
That bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Let me tell you something.
It's like, what is wrong with you?
No. Can I tell you something? Because I've been teaching. Because I've been working for the last.
Me too. I haven't been watching it either.
I haven't been watching it either. And I feel like I was like, oh my God, there's something missing in my life. I feel better. Fuck that bitch.
Let me just say this. My problem is I have no problem with you having a different opinion, but I hate that every time it comes to her portion, she does the thing that I was never allowed to do as a kid. If my mother said, why did you do this?
Right.
I cannot say, but Erwin did.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about that.
No.
Why did you do this? She can never just answer to that. It always has to be like, I wish you would do this and this person. I'm like, we are talking about this right here. This specific comment, this thing right here. And what you did was miss a point of making an educated sort of comment about how you felt about everything. And you started acting like a heretic and you're yelling at everybody, but then you can't, then listen. I love the exasperation of Joy when she was just like, bitch, I've been here for 25 years.
25?
Yes. She's like,
more.
She said, I've been here for 25 years. Yeah. You need to start showing some respect for that once in a blue moon.
No. She's just, listen, she's a horrible person. She's a here, I'll say it, she's a fucking cunt, okay? She really is. She's nasty. She's like, crazy. Why are you cutting me off? You're on television, bitch. You know exactly why they're cutting you off. They're going to commercial.
And let me just tell you something.
They're going to commercial.
And Whoopi is like, shamalabla. She must have taken one of her weed edibles from her brand. Because, she wanted to be like, you fucking motherfucking.
Yeah, here's one thing I don't want. And then I don't want men telling me how I should react as a woman in terms of feminism. And I don't want a right-wing Republican whose husband is telling me how I should react in terms of anti-Semitism. So just stay in your lane, Megan. And stay in your lane.
No, it's my favorite with white people when they say to black people, or when I've had certain conversations, well, you need to talk. I'm not explaining racism to you.
Yeah.
I'm not explaining. How about believe me when I tell you this is happening? Well, my favorite when certain segments, because I should have to just stop saying white people, because that's not fair. Certain segments of the population, and when I hear them say things like, well, I don't see it never happened in front of me, it's like, well, it wouldn't, because it's not directed at you. Why would it happen in front of, most people don't come in the room and just say, unless you are a hardcore racist publicly, and that is what you lead with, like you are a white supremacist. It's more subtle than that. And it's really amazing that no matter how much we say it, it's still that same thing. But anyway, I don't want to go down that road. That's whatever. Horrible. I just think that kind of shit is horrible. And her behavior, and I like her. I do like her. But her behavior was appalling. It really was.
She's a nasty little brat who's never had to fucking fill out a job application. Okay? But anyway... And she's clearly pissed off every gay human being in America because that hair. And that's all I got to say about that. So that's all I got for you today, honey.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Well, no, I want to put on my Xanadu vinyl, and I'm about to dance. I'm about to dance around my apartment.
And the thing is that
I'm serious.
He's serious. He's not even.
It's right here. It's right here.
No, Courtney, trust me. I've known you a long time, and I've been doing this show with you. I know you are not talking metaphorically, ironically, or any. When Courtney Montgomery Anderson says, "I am going to put on my Xanadu vinyl," trust and believe, okay?
Well, I drink my bubbly, sparkling water, and I'm enjoying myself. It's a nice day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm just going to look and see where this poor trapped cat peed. Smell it everywhere. It's really bad in here right now. It smells. My house. I came home and my house smells like the lady who has 100 cats, and I am not the lady who has.
Oh my God! I hope she didn't do it on the bed. I hope she didn't do revenge.
No, she didn't do that. She's not that bad. It's somewhere though. I mean,
You're like, I smell it. It's here.
Yeah, what can I do? Whatever. All right. So next week we will have the beautiful, gorgeous, adorable Bill Coleman and the beautiful, gorgeous, adorable Courtney. And
the sensational Jewess.
Stop.
I know. Well, I like to teach you about being an old school New York Jewish lady. Yeah, too. Because it is, because here's the funny thing is, like, she's Jewish adjacent. And it's like, because I'll call Amy, I'll be like, what does this mean? She's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm calling you. She's like, no, seriously.
I have no idea. I've never dated a Jewish guy. You know that? Ever.
Do you think it would have made your mom happy if you dated a Jewish guy?
No, she don't give a fuck.
She doesn't care.
No. My parents are not those people, trust me. No, never have. I have no idea. Yeah, no. We can have a deep-seated conversation about my latent anti-Semitism at some point, I'm sure.
Well, before Megan McCain starts yelling at you.
Right, yeah. My self-hatingness.
I mean, like, seriously.
It's a long story. But no, I never have, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, how about this? It's about to be Memorial Day weekend, so happy Memorial Day weekend.
Stay safe, be happy.
And remember, if you're listening to this show, follow us on Facebook at ImmaLetYouFinish, all one word.
Yes.
If you are younger and you have not had a cholesterol test yet, follow us on Instagram at ImmaLetYouFinishNY. And if you don't like people, and occasionally you might have a burner account to curse people out, follow us on Twitter at FinishImma.
By the way, if I could just add one more time, and I've said this before, if you are not following Richard Marks on Twitter, you are not living. because Rand Paul has now attacked Richard Marx, and I posted the story, but it is possibly one of the everything that's wrong with America and everything that's great with America at the same time. And
with Richard Marx sitting, my money's on Richard Marx. Richard Marx is sitting back on his stack of money, like, bring it. I'm a white man of privilege too. What you got? What you got? What you got?
I got Daisy Fuentes.
Right. What you got? I love Daisy. She was so great, but she used to work at MT. She's so sweet. She's so sweet. All right, kids. So we will see you next time. Have a safe weekend. And remember, keep it right, keep it tight. And as that queen who was online said, wear your mask. Wear your mask.
Bye.
Wear your mask. Or don't. Bye.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
It never dawned on me how much walking I used to do until I bought a house in the suburbs. Like when I'd say, I'm going for coffee, of course I was walking, but now it's like 3 miles and no latte's worth that. I find myself inviting people on walks with me like it's a scheduled activity. This morning, my neighbor asked me what I'm doing, and I actually said, I'm going for a walk with Nancy.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
It's NFL draft season, and that means it's time to start thinking about fantasy football. FantasyPoints.com features industry-leading experts and prognosticators using proprietary hand-charted data to help you score more fantasy points. FantasyPoints.com is the place to go for whatever kind of fantasy football you play. Whether you play fantasy football, daily fantasy sports, or do a little bit of everything, Fantasy Points has the meticulously researched content to guide you to victory. And why wait for the fall? Fantasy Points also covers the new spring football league, the UFL. Join the guru, John Hansen, Scott Barrett, Joe Dolan, and other massive names in the fantasy football universe with an exclusive offer. Use code Pantheon for 15% off any Fantasy Points package, including the all-in package, with access to every article, tool, and data nugget that Fantasy Points has to offer. That's FantasyPoints.com and code Pantheon for 15% off at Fantasy Points. FantasyPoints.com, code Pantheon. Score more fantasy points.